How do you convert a casual fan who discovered racing through Netflix and the demographic that is decidedly different now today than it ever was before? How do you convert them into someone who wants to consume on an every week basis and maybe even multiple motorsports entities?
Yeah, I think this is obviously at the heart of the question. Drive to Survive was arguably, I don't know of anything else, the most successful customer acquisition program in sports history. I would say, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
But obviously, it was right time, right place. But what the series did is, number one, it created discovery. It created the ability to stumble upon something and learn about something. I think millions of people, obviously, who previously had zero relationships with the sport, found it. But then, discovery is one thing, creating loyalty and a habit are different things. And, probably through a lot of fan data and also, I'm sure you have had conversations, people arrived and just dropped into this. It was because of the drama between the drivers, the team principals, the personalities. The drivers, you never see the drivers, they're on their helmets, but Drive to Survive basically showed them who they are. When we had our event in New York last year and Toto was a guest, he said, he can't go through the streets of New York anymore because people know him. He's now a Hollywood celebrity. So I think this is what that series has done. And I believe, and I know that data also shows that people who discovered it through Drive to Survive, they actually stayed because of the complexity and the emotional connection that they have built to the protagonists and the complexities of the sport. A fan starts knowing Kimi Antonelli, Lewis Hamilton, Toto Wolff, Max Verstappen, some of the engineers, Laura Müller, Haas, or Hannah Schmitz, who are protagonists in the show. And then they become curious. They become curious about race strategy. They become curious about tire management, about technical regulations, about how team operates, about how the whole circus operates, the logistical complexities. And then eventually also, and we see that on our platform, the history of the sport. So it's a gradual, eventual discovery path, and they find themselves, debating undercuts, the aerodynamics, pit stop strategies, online at midnight, at any day of the week. And I think this is the point when they become emotionally invested, and then a casual fan who discovered Drive to Survive on Netflix can't stop checking his or her feed at midnight and engage in conversations with friends. And our role here is truly helping fans move along that journey. And I think this is, again, one of the most valuable thing Motorsport Networks adds and creates in the ecosystem.
Stories. They became attracted to the story, didn't they?
Yep.
I mean,
and it is understanding the sport, right? So it's a very complex sport, but that's the fascination of it. The amount of story angles that motorsport gives you is I would say unmatched in any other sport, and that creates the ability for attachment and making people lifelong fans.